President, it is with great pleasure that I introduce to you our candidate for the June 2017 RCSI Honorary Doctorate Award, Dr Bennet Omalu. Born in Nigeria during civil war, Dr Omalu commenced his medical education at the young age of 15 at the University of Nigeria's Medical School. He graduated in 1991 at the age of 21. He was the recipient of the World Health Organization Visiting Scholarship Program at the University of Washington, completed his residency at Harlem Hospital Center, and obtained his postgraduate and advanced medical education, all in the US. He completed a fellowship in neuropathology in 2001 and a master's in public health and epidemiology in 2004 from the University of Pittsburgh. In 2008, he received a master's in business administration from Carnegie Mellon University. Dr. Omalu was the first doctor to discover, describe, and name chronic traumatic encephalopathy, CTE, as a disease in American football players. While working at the Allegheny County Coroner's Office in 2002, Dr. Omalu examined the body of a retired professional football player with the NFL Pittsburgh Steelers. The player had died of a heart attack at age 50. However, prior to his death, he had displayed significant cognitive impairment. Although the player's brain looked normal at autopsy, Dr. Omalu conducted further tissue analysis, discovering clumps of tau proteins similar to dementia pugilistica, a disease induced by repeated blows to the head, which had been discovered years earlier in boxers. Dr. Omalu submitted a paper to the prestigious medical journal Neurosurgery entitled Chronic Traumatic Encephalopathy in a National Football League Player in July 2005, highlighting, as he said, potential long-term neurodegenerative outcomes in retired professional National Football League players subjected to repeated mild traumatic brain injury. The paper called for further comprehensive cognitive and autopsy-based research. Dr. Omalu expected that the NFL would welcome this research and become involved with further studies. However, the NFL's Mild Traumatic Brain Injury Committee reacted to his published paper by seeking a retraction from the Neurosurgery editorial board. The retraction, of course, was not forthcoming, and Dr. Omalu subsequently published a follow-up paper in Neurosurgery in November 2006, detailing the same build-up of tau proteins in another retired professional footballer. In 2007, Dr. Omalu took up a new post as Chief Medical Officer in San Joaquin County and also published his first book called Play Hard, Die Young, Football, Dementia, Depression and Death. He also continued his research into CTE with athletes from other sports and with war veterans. Dr. Omalu's work on CTE and his efforts to raise awareness of football-related brain injuries gained momentum and revolutionized neuroscience, sports medicine, and sports safety, with the NFL finally acknowledging the link between concussions sustained in football and CTE. Dr. Omalu's research and life story was chronicled in a book and film titled Concussion, starring Will Smith and released in 2015, something many of you may have seen, a decade after he first drew attention to the issue. That same year, Dr. Omalu was awarded the WebMD Health Heroes Science Category Award for his work in discovering and raising awareness of CTE. He also received the Dr. Ernst Yoki Sports Medicine Award, the highest award in sports medicine in the US. A quote from Dr. Omalu's book, Play Hard, Die Young, sums up his conviction. It says, "The motivation behind the book should not be about our convictions and inclinations. It should rather be about seeking the underlying truth." Dr. Bennet Omalu, your tenacity and sheer determination in the face of opposition from the very powerful forces of a major national sports organization and the industries associated with them is inspiring to us. You worked to make sure the evidence from good clinical diagnostics would be heard, such that footballers and their families would be better protected and supported in the future. You remain true to your commitment to professionalism and persevered with your clinical studies. You have also honored those who supported your own career, and I read from the last paragraph in your book, which is devoted to your mentor. It states, "I started work as a combined forensic pathologist and neuropathologist in 2002 under Dr. Sylvecht, one of the most brilliant, charming, and intuitive men I have met. He has contributed significantly to to the circumstances that led to my studying the brains of NFL players, being a struggling, young, black, African male in Pittsburgh in 2002 may have been challenging in certain aspects of professional life. Fortunately, Dr. Vecht did not only hire me to work for him, he supported me and even encouraged me to strive in my ideals while ignoring how people treated me and whatever people thought or said of me. Being an intellectually sophisticated man, Dr. Vecht provided a progressive and positive academic environment that granted us access to the brains of NFL players and enabled us to identify, for the first time, the tissue substrates of gridiron dementia." End of quote. Indeed, Dr. Omalu, we hope for our graduates here today that they are mentored in their career formation by professionals like you, Dr. Vecht, and that they recall and are inspired by your professional practice and personal courage in the face of opposition in whatever way that would be to the detriment of their patients in the future. We as a faculty were inspired to hear your story, and we felt that it would inspire you, our newest graduates today. Thus, we are very proud that you, as a most worthy candidate, have agreed to join our graduation ceremony today to accept the highest academic award of RCSI, the Honorary Doctorate of RCSI for June 2017. And I now call on the President of the RCSI, Professor John Hyland, to make the award.
Still clapping afterwards. By virtue of my office as President, it gives me great pleasure to award you the 8th Honorary Doctorate of Medicine of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland. Well done.
It now gives me great pleasure to invite the 2017 RCSI Honorary Doctorate, Dr. Bennet Omalu, to address our graduates, staff and guests on this very special occasion.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me to Dublin, Ireland. And thank you for making me one of you today, one of your family. The President of the Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, Chancellor, National University of Ireland, Pro-President, Royal College of Physicians of Ireland, Vice President, Royal College of Surgeons in Ireland, members of Council, Registrar, Chief Executive, Dean, Faculty of Medicine and Health Sciences, heads of schools, academic colleagues, excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Class of 2017, congratulations. Congratulations. As I look at you today, I see myself graduating many years ago from medical school. I struggled with depression. I struggled with extremely low self-esteem. I felt so inadequate. I felt everyone was better than me. I felt I wouldn't succeed in life. I was completely lost in the dark world of self-doubt. I had been born during a civil war, a very bloody civil war. I was undernourished in the first 3 years of my life, and I suffered war-related psychological trauma and growth stunting. Growing up in one of the most corrupt countries in the world, Nigeria, confused me even more and pushed me further down a very dark abyss. At some point, I dropped out of medical school. The darkest and most difficult times of your life are the most promising opportunities and platforms for self-discovery, self-growth, and self-enlightenment. Class of 2017, there may not be many days of successes like today. As you step into the world, successes are not guaranteed. You may experience only a few successes, but guess what? Failure is guaranteed. Expect to encounter many failures in your life. But what will make you successful is not the number of successes you encounter, but the number of failures, shortcomings, constraints, weaknesses, and inadequacies you embrace. You turn around and you create value from. Do not be afraid of failures and shortcomings. Failures must be turned into success. Whatever your shortcomings, whatever your inadequacies may be, like I felt on the day I graduated, bring it on. Do not be afraid of it. But you must embrace it head on, turn it around, and create successes from it. The more failures you encounter in your life, the more successes you will have. It is okay to fail. But it is not okay to allow failures, shortcomings, or weaknesses to define who you are, to rob you of who you are. You cannot let any circumstance, any society, any human being, any organization define who you are. You cannot live your life at the mercy of someone else's conscience. My greatest accomplishment is the discovery of myself, no matter how humble that may seem. The greatest thing you can do for yourself is to be yourself. As long as you remain true to yourself, I guarantee you, you cannot be a loser. You can turn all things around to become successful in whatever dimension. Even if you were to be a loser in everything, I guarantee you, you cannot be a loser by being yourself. You would win in yourself. Throughout eternity and the history of mankind, there is, and there can only be one you. There can never be another you. There can never be a replica of you. So this is your only life, this is your only stage, and this is your only time. Look within you today, class of 2017, and call yourself by name. There can only be one you. Forever. There can only be one Bennet Omalu. Forever. This, your only time and your only life, is for you to do whatever you want to do with it. But remember, without you, mankind cannot be complete. For without you, a void will exist in mankind, a void that cannot be filled by anyone else except you. So the best thing you can do for mankind, the greatest contribution you can make to enhance mankind, to enhance all of us, is to be yourself. It is okay to be who you are. It is okay to be an outsider. It is okay to be that thing everyone does not want or like, as long as it is who you are. Be original unto yourself. Look within your heart and your mind and know yourself. You will become empowered, and that thing deemed impossible by society will become possible. The impossible will become possible through you, by you, and in you. If you don't believe me, look at me. I was so depressed the day we graduated from medical school that I did not even show up for the ceremonies. When society believes it is impossible, when everyone around you believes it is impossible, no, 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 you can make it possible. You will make it possible. My brothers and sisters, that has been my story. That has been my life. As you step out today into the world, do not conform to the expectations and nominal definitions of society. This is the consensus. This is the way things are meant to be. This is the way things are done, says who? This is where I should sit. This is where I should stand. And this is the type of job I should accept. This is the type of job I'm expected to do. This is how I should do my job. My brothers and sisters, says who? Conforming to the expectations and constraints of society can rob you of your ingenuity and originality. Each and every one of you was born to be somebody in life, and that somebody is yourself. You were not born to be like someone else. You have the gift of life in you. You have every power in you to move the highest mountain peaks of impossibilities to possibilities, to move mankind forward and reach and empower that one common humanity we all share. We are one common family of mankind, bound together in the bond of truth, in the bond of peace, love, joy, and happiness, a bond that is shared by both the humanity of science and the humanity of faith, which came together in my chronic traumatic encephalopathy journey. When I look at you, each and every one of you, I see myself. And when you look at me, I want you to see yourself. And when we all look at one another, we should see one another. For we all share in that one spirit of our humanity, that one common spirit of our humanity. Whatever you do to yourself, you do to me. Whatever you do to yourself, you do to all of us, because we all together share one common humanity. One person has the power to change the world. What we do to one of us, we do to all of us. What we do, even to the least of us, we do to all of us. You are more likely to live very rich and fulfilling lives in every dimension of life if you seek what enhances that common humanity we share. That is my story. I never sought to have a Hollywood icon play Dr. Bennet Omalu in a major motion picture. I never sought to discover any disease or even do anything laudable. All I sought was to overcome my shortcomings, turn my shortcomings around, and be myself. And in so doing, enhance the life of another person, the lives of all of us, our common humanity. That was what I did on that fateful, cold and rainy Saturday morning in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, only 3 months after my graduation from neuropathology fellowship. I saw myself in a patient that was lying on my autopsy table. I only sought the humanity of my faith and the humanity of my science to make a difference in the life of another person, to vindicate a dead man whose life had been tainted by a disease I later named Chronic Traumatic Encephalopathy. Who knew that an autopsy by an inexperienced, no-name immigrant of no consequence in a dilapidated autopsy room will change the world of medicine, sports, and entertainment as we know it? As one prominent scientist said about me 7 years ago, I was not a reputable doctor of wide acclaim. Another said that I had no name recognition. Another said I was a marginal physician. Oh, yes. It is. It is okay. It is okay to be a non-reputable person. It is okay to be a nobody. It is okay to be marginal. It is okay to be an outsider. It is okay to be whatever you may deem negative. It is okay. But my brothers and sisters, it is not okay not to be yourself. What someone else thinks that you are does not matter. What truly matters is your expression and definition of who you are. Information technology has enhanced that power within you. Today, through virtual technologies, one individual can have remote access to libraries and databases across the world by the click of several buttons in a tiny device within the convenience and comfort of your bedroom. You do not have to be within the walls of a university or research institution to do literature reviews, perform research, think, generate new ideas, create hypotheses and theories. You do not have to be within the walls of a hospital to consult with patients and perform differential diagnosis. You do not have to be within the walls of a corporate office to lead an organization. Virtual research, virtual patient care, and virtual management, things that were impossible several years ago, are now possible through the ingenuity of individuals like you and I. When universities, institutions, and organizations, including governmental institutions in the United States, rejected me and expelled me. I sought refuge in virtual research. When I needed tissue analysis that I could not perform in my home, I reached out to a tissue laboratory, paid a fee with my own money for the virtual tissue analysis I needed to identify CTE in the brains of athletes and military veterans. Information technology is turning the world back to the greatest asset of our existence, the individual. We have never had this type of opportunity and platform to do so much good, one person at a time. As you step out into the world, class of 2017, you have to be creative and competitive in today's professional ecosystem. Please, you have to learn the fundamentals of source coding and the integrated software development environments. You have to learn how to build your own applications to further empower yourself and remain significant in the continuously emerging and changing global village we used to call Earth. The Earth has been reduced to a village by information technology. This is the future. The time is now for each and every one of you to learn how to code software applications targeted to specific utilities in your personal, interpersonal, and professional lives. Your ability to readily and conveniently access information, analyze information, and equitize information in a tiny device in the palm of your hand is what will give you competitive edge. So next week, please, do me a favor. Stop by a bookstore or go to a bookstore on the internet and make sure you purchase Coding for Idiots. Read several pages a day, and in no distant time, you will know one or two coding languages, and you will begin to code. You will be so amazed at how easy and simple it is. But come what may, be yourself. And always remember that you are an inextricable part of many. And the best contribution you can make to help all of us be ourselves is to be yourself. Look at me. I was always told I couldn't do it. I was ostracized, probably because of my pedigree. In you, there is the power to make the impossible possible. I wish you every joy. I wish you every happiness. Class of 2017, congratulations. May God bless you all. Thank you.